The file you are about to hear has been thoroughly scrutinized by the Ethics Committee and approved by the O5 Council for release to trusted associates of the Foundation. This is SCP Unredacted. Item Number SCP-6581. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. To prevent civilian discovery, SCP-6581 has been restricted from diving access as a claimed military shipwreck. Flooding of the anomaly's lower levels is prevented via installed airlock over the entrance. In the event of intrusion by sea life or spontaneous activity by -1, it should be sealed until further notice. No explorations into the remaining sealed chamber are authorized at this time. Description: SCP-6581 is a series of ruined stone structures, approximately 0.06 square kilometers in area, located on the sea floor at 6.94 degrees north, 109.17 east. While it displays a level of architecture expected from a developed agricultural civilization, its position and carbon dating suggest it was constructed more than 14,000 years ago during the last ice age, predating all known agriculture by several millennia. The majority of the anomaly is exposed to seawater and displays erosion consistent with millennia underwater, but the lower levels of the largest structure were protected by a watertight door at discovery. An airlock was put in place to allow opening of the seal without flooding the interior, enabling study of artifacts and areas protected from water. The anomaly's layout suggests it was built and used as a fortress. This is compounded by the presence of several bronze weapons, thaumaturgic wards throughout the main structure to reinforce walls and prevent other use of thaumaturgy, and the presence of -1 within the lower levels. SCP-6581-1 is the collective designation for 143 humanoid automata made of iron and human bone. Each is approximately 160 centimeters tall and equipped with a bronze spear and a small wooden shield. -1 are capable of movement, but only do so in reaction to external stimuli and return to their previous positions once undisturbed. 121 instances stand in formation in a hall adjacent to an armory. Of the remaining 22 instances, 12 are stationed in pairs at various doorways, and 10 are stationed in a hidden antechamber. Addendum 6581.1. 5 murals within the anomaly's lower levels remain well preserved and seemingly depict a series of connected events, although it is unclear whether they are a literal record or artistic interpretation. The following list is in presumed chronological order. A black-haired man in golden robes with a crown and purple flame over his head, standing above a kneeling crowd. A shaft of sunlight illuminates the man. 4 blue-robed figures stand in the background behind him, each wearing simpler crowns. The same man in golden robes, but with white hair, standing before the 4 others in blue, who are now beheaded. The golden-robed man is holding out a scepter. Each of the 4 has their hands raised as if to receive it. The 4 blue-robed figures dueling each other in pairs. The crown and scepter are floating in a vertical ray of light in the center of the image. On the left, a man in blue robes leading an army of vaguely skeletal figures, each with a spear and a tiny green flame above its head. The figure has a large green flame over his head. Facing him is a woman in blue, wearing the golden-robed man's crown and standing in a shaft of sunlight, leading an army of human figures. The other 2 blue-robed figures are absent. The 5th mural is larger than the others and located on a wall near the center of the anomaly, separately from the others. On the left, the man in blue laying on the ground with a knife in his back. In the center, a figure in dirty brown with hands behind their back is kneeling at the feet of the crowned woman in blue. The crowned woman is holding a sword over her head. Addendum 6581.2. Close examination of the 5th mural revealed a secret door in the center of the wall. The door leads to an antechamber containing 10-1 instances, standing in formation in front of a thaumaturgically sealed door. The -1 instances react with violent hostility to any attempt to pass them or open the door. Notably, there's an inscription on the lintel in an unknown Proto-Thai language. Despite this, all observers concur that the inscription translates to, "The dead suffer no trespass." Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like what you hear, follow the link in the description to patreon.com/SCP Unredacted and help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to production logs, merchandise, recognition, and even a part in a skip. Regardless of tier, all patrons get early access to every single episode. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. Their links in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki. Upvote their work and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.